Welcome to the effects loop. I'm Diaz.
God, I'm Chris.
I'm Scott.
And we're keeping you in the loop of the guitar community.
So is it Foo Fighters or
Is it Foo Fighters? Is the accent on the Foo or the Fighters? Oh, it's on the Fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, the Foo Fighters.
one of these days we're just gonna stick with it for the whole episode.
This episode brought to you by String Joy.
God, please stop. Stop.
Sound better, play butter. Stringjoy.com.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
I put the wrong
You had
emphasis on the wrong syllable. Well, this episode is brought to you by Stringjoy. Go check out stringjoy.com. They got great socks. I'm wearing some right now, actually, to keep my tootsies nice and toasty. Stringjoy, keeping your tootsies toasty since 2020. Well, they've been doing it long. Well, the socks came later.
If we keep doing good sock placement like that, maybe we'll get a Vessi's sponsorship that's doing all the YouTube stuff. And they're nice.
Stringjoy.com. The socks came later. So what's new with you, Chris?
I can't remember if I talked about it last week or if I did it after we recorded, but I went and picked up a PV reactor. Basically for what did I trade for it? Okay, so backstory. I traded with a guy named Doug King. I think he's on a couple of the groups. I know he's in 60
He's on the Just Surprise Me. Is he on the Just Surprise Me podcast?
You're thinking of Doug Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, so different Doug.
Does Doug King, is he the 37 Effects?
No.
Is that Doug
also
Chris?
Doug Chris. Gosh,
Yeah,
dang it.
Doug Chris also.
I know who Doug King is, though.
Yeah, so I did a trade with him. I sent him my Matthews Effects cartographer. He sent me a McAfee Audio green vodka fuzz.
Yeah, those are supposed to be pretty good.
I guess I didn't even get a chance to plug it in because the same day I received it or the next day I received it, somebody posted a PV reactor, which if you don't know is basically their Telecaster for 200. And I was just like, hey, will you take a trade? Because I got some pedals laying around. He's like, yeah, if you want to do, I told him what I had and I just got the McAfee and he's like, yeah, I'll do that if you still want to throw some cash my way. So yeah, and I was looking them up on Reverb today and they go anywhere from like the 200 that the guy had it posted for up to like 550 or so. So I think I got a pretty good deal.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it, but I think that's all I have new this week.
How's the weight on it?
It is a little heavier, I think, than the standard. Well, yeah, I own a standard Telecaster, basically. Maybe it's a little heavier, but the pickups are kind of where I'm really noticing it, where it's a little weird, a little microphonic, but that kind of gives some character to it, so I'm not super worried about it. Yeah.
All right. Well, what's new with you, Scott?
Nothing.
Yet.
Thursday I'll have something new.
Okay. No teasing.
I think we already mentioned it on the show.
Yeah, we mentioned it.
Well, I wasn't here last week, so.
Well, I bought a Strymon Volante via Chris.
Oh yeah, I knew about that, but now the whole world knows.
The whole world already knows.
They know now.
Yeah. It was the whole world minus one, and now it's complete.
Well,
I like that Diaz just sighed on that one. That's how bad that was. Diaz is sighing.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
It's like you are my world.
You are. All right, sorry. All right. So is it my turn to talk about what I got?
So what's new with you?
So I got my one of one 63 custom from Electromotive Sound Co.
Now, what is that underneath the hood?
So it's a Prince of Tone clone.
Oh, cool.
It's not an original circuit he did by like he pretty much like I was like, hey, you should do like this, and he's like, well, I can do that for you, and I was like, okay, well that's cool because I can't put together pedals. So he got a Prince of Tone clone from a company and put it in a box for me. It is fantastic. It is pedal blue. The knobs are the cool thing, so it's set up just like my SG. It's got the position indicator pointers that SGs will get on them, a little metal nib that sticks out, and it's got the SG style top hat knobs. So it's real. I mean, it sounds fantastic. Like I pair that if I stack that in the Jackson Audio Golden Boy, oh my god, oh
that's right, you have a Golden Boy too.
Oh yeah, it sounds like heaven. And I learned the solo to Rosanna by Toto, so that happened this week. I feel like I can stop learning anything on guitar. It's not the hardest solo, but like you know how it's just one of those solos that you always think is a lot more complicated than it is, and then you learn it and you're like, I am the greatest guitar player that ever lived. Yeah, that's how I feel right now. So it's pretty neat. Nice. I literally right before hopping on here sold my set of Gear Supply co-pedals for $1,200. So
it's still like we're all low energy about this because we just spent like 20 minutes talking about it before the show started, but like unreal.
I netted like $800 profit. Like the light drive I paid, or the medium drive I paid $35 for, shipped. That was shipped.
Wow.
I mean, the preamp was $50 shipped, I think.
Yeah, they weren't that expensive pedals even new, and then like the used market just sank on them.
Yeah, and I bought low while they were all like, and no one was selling them because they didn't think they were worth anything. Like half the time I would like see it in someone's picture and I'd be like, hey, you want to sell that? And they're like, yeah, what do you give me for it? I'm like, well, the going rate is $60 for a Gear Supply pedal. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, because I mean I'm the only one buying them. And I literally sold them within hours today. So
wow.
Yeah. So that's been my thing. It's been great. So
that's an incredible deal. I'm still like in shock because I was gonna put 1,000 because I had them listed on. I need to take them off the Facebook Marketplace for 1,000. So I had them on there. So I was like, well, if I sell them on here, you know, I can avoid fees and everything. Yeah. And now today I was like, well, I'm gonna have to pay fees. I'm gonna bump that price up, and I put it up for. I mean, I accepted offers, and they just paid the price out the gate. So, it's absolutely insane. I'm still just in shock by it. I think that's why I feel low energy is because I'm literally in shock. Oh, dude, you were like hyper energy like 5 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, no, and then I'm over it. Yeah, because it's just insane. I'm moving, so I was like stressing about like moving costs and everything, and I think like the amount I needed to get was right around. It was 1,200, and I was like, yeah. So I listened. I was like 1,200. I was like, I'll come up a little bit shy after fees and everything, but shoot, yeah.
One less thing you have to pack, and then.
Well, I mean, yeah. And then also the cool thing is I set a precedent for, I mean, the price of a used Gear Supply pedal.
Yeah, but is this like the 50-50 situation where Adam Dolhanic sold his for like $400?
And no one else will ever be able to sell it again?
Yeah.
Well, because so like...
And there's now going to be a dude who goes around trying to trade those pedals at $1,200 or more, trying to flip it into something else. It's like everyone who lists like a Gibson Les Paul is going to be like, I have the complete Gear Supply line as like an option.
Yeah. I heard he was using it as trade bait.
It was offered to me for a King of Tone.
Yeah.
Remember when I bought that? I bought it off you. That was your King of Tone that I was selling.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just kind of in shock right now. Okay. I'm like, my mind's totally blown. So looks like next week I'll be doing episode right before moving. All right. Let's move on to gear news. So let's get focused. Head in the game. All right. So, Spunloud Effects has come out with the Litigator Overdrive. So, this pedal art looks severely like.
It's supposed to be a lawyer, right? Like, because justice is blind, right? Like, it's the scales of justice kind of thing.
I guess.
But, like,
it looks like
it's a woman wearing a suit with a tie at the same time. And still has the blindfold and has the scales. Odd art.
It is. I like it, though, because it's got that, like, newspaper cartoon, like, political cartoon look to it.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things where it's like it's making a statement, but I don't know what it is, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask. So
I mean, it's like literally that Supreme Court statue in like a newspaper comic format. Like that's a perfect way to describe it.
Well, it's so the way it's voiced after the British blues rock tones of the 60s, but it's not a blues breaker. So when you say British blues rock tones of the 60s, you automatically think a blues breaker pedal. 63 is whenever the Blues Breakers album came out. The one that was just like,
is that Clapton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where 63 Custom came from, for the name of the pedal that was made for me. That's the year that the Blues Breakers album came out. But like, I mean, that's the whole thing, but this is supposed to be more using transistors that are found in fuzz pedals, so it gets like more of a fuzzy quality, like a fuzzy edge is what it says. So I really don't
honestly
know.
It sounds like a fuzz. It sounds like a fuzz face.
Yeah. I don't know. It sounds pretty cool. I like it. I mean, $135. That's a pretty decent deal. That's a solid overdrive pedal price.
Yeah, considering all the other overdrive and fuzz pedals we've been talking about a lot lately, and the
like
prices
175, 200.
No,
you know,
350.
Oh, that's. Oh,
I mean, shoot, the new Waza fuzz came in at 350, sold out immediately. The next fuzz pedal we're about to talk about is 300, 350-ish.
People need to calm down.
Sold out. So
yeah.
Well, I think there's some retail stores that still have it in stock, but like direct orders are sold out today. So
yeah.
I bought a $400 fuzz pedal this year or last year. I mean, yeah, things are getting nuts, man.
Yeah, things are out of control. This is refreshing to see, because usually on the prices we're like, oh, I don't know, and then bam, there it is.
Actually, speaking of sold out, this one sold out.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about
it's also available on the 11th, so maybe it's saying sold out, and they'll add. Oh yeah, this pedal will show as sold out until it's released on February 11th.
Yeah.
So that's there. High quality parts all throughout. Handmade in Washington. Spunloud's a new company to me. I've never really heard this group before. It looks like they have another pedal already out there that's a dual fuzz kind of thing.
We don't need one fuzz. We need two fuzz.
Yeah.
Stack your fuzz. Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of going for it, Benson went for it with this new thermally biased germanium fuzz. Okay, so a big thing that is complained about, especially like when you hear about stories of like Eric Johnson, stuff like that, with fuzz components, germaniums are temperamental to the weather, the temperature. So it's pretty cool that Benson's literally like, nope, we control the temperature on this thing.
Yeah, I mean, they went in the other direction. Because like what you commonly hear about is people sticking them in the freezer to get a consistent tone, right? Like there's something about like when they're cooler, they work differently. So this is going the other direction, where it's going to basically put a heater circuit on the transistors to get them up to temp and regulate it that way.
If you have the temperature set the way it is, and then you can like bias it, you can like tune it into, I think, closer to the sound that you want. I think it would be easier for them to control with heat than it would with cold.
I mean, if they want to put like a little compressor in there and run a refrigeration circuit on it, but yeah. The noise and the fan and all the junk that would go with it. So yeah, heating it's the easier way to go, or at least get a steady temp out of it. I don't think that's necessarily the coolest thing about this pedal, though. That is pretty unique.
What is the
cool.
coolest thing?
It's a fuzz face.
Tell us about it, Scott.
So this is based on a fuzz face circuit, right? But it has a buffer in it. So historically, most fuzz face circuits suck after a buffer, right? It's like there's that needed, like you want it first in your chain. It wants to interact with your guitar. This adds a buffer circuit to it, and then adds an impedance knob to simulate the pickup loading resistance or impedance of the pickup load. So you can sort of fake it, which is also kind of cool for two reasons, and I'll bring both of them up because a buddy of mine just bought one of these. One, because it's buffered, you can have other things in front of it now, and it doesn't matter as much. You don't have that interactivity, so it's a little more consistent. So the other fun part is now you have a fixed pickup load resistance on it. You can run your Les Paul, your Strat, your Telecaster, your EMGs into it. It still keeps seeing the same pickup load. So it's a little more consistent between your guitars.
Right.
And then the other fun one on that is you can run a wireless unit in front of a fuzz now and still get like a consistent reaction. So think about how many guys want to use a wireless unit, but they want to have that fuzz first in their chain stuff.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the cool game changer part. Now, also this one is, what are these? Are these 300, 350?
I don't know. I would say 300.
The link now takes you to a
$299.
Yeah. So it's expensive. Yeah. That's pretty expensive for a fuzz face, but add some cool features that I think will hit the right spot for a lot of people. So pretty cool.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Diaz is just deflating on air right now.
I totally am. I'm like falling asleep. Sorry. So we're gonna talk about the next thing.
That's usually how these scripts work, buddy.
All right, so the next thing. Diaz announces the new pedal tuner plus. In all fairness, that's about all the excitement it deserves.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, it's another pedal. Now it tells you what it's tuning it to, if it's 440 or what. What's the one that everyone says that you need to go for?
440 is 432 is like the smart ass on the internet.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. The smart ass on the internet. Yeah. Well, 432 is just warmer sounding. Yeah, 432 is just out of tune. Yeah.
It's called flat.
Yeah.
Sounds so much better.
So anytime
flat.
someone's like, you sound flat. No. 432.
No, man. I'm in harmony with the universe, man. Have you looked at brain scans at 432 hertz versus? I'm like, so you have a resonant cavity in your brain? That's not something to brag about, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna talk about. So good for you, Diaz. We're gonna talk about the next thing, which has been kind of. I've seen people really like throwing a fit about, which I don't understand. Or they've been mocking this guitar. So we're gonna have a talk about it. So Duesemburg's announced new electric guitars for 2021. They've got what's called the Falcon. It's an interesting style. It's very much like, when I think of it, it reminds me of the Fender Vaporizer, like the Pawn Shop series amps, where it's kind of got that like
it's the retro styling kind of thing.
Yeah.
Retro, like Jetsons, like it's like what the future was thought about in the past. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think.
So you're saying Gibson Custom Shop should be releasing this instead?
I don't know. All right. So pretty much, I don't know what people have described this as, but I really like this guitar. The bottom horn sticks out a lot farther than the top horn. So it's kind of that like Firebird feel down below. She got the fire down below. But I don't know what people are upset about. It's got a Bigsby style. It's still a Duesemburg trim system, or it's still a Duesemburg trim, but it's like it looks more like a Bigsby. Do all of those look like
it's
that?
Duesenberg's version of the Bigsby.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's kind of what
instead of their less trim or le trim.
There you go.
System.
Yeah.
Which on this one, I think the bigger, bulkier hardware looks better.
Yeah, it sure does. And honestly, the only thing I don't like about this guitar is the Filtertrons.
I don't hate it.
I think it's a good looking guitar. It's also got 2 switches on the pick guard that control the pickups. I believe it splits them and puts them into single coil.
I don't like where they're located.
Yeah, you might
right
hit
the
them while
of
strumming. Yeah, it's right mid like drum stream.
I'd put them out on the lower horn there. I think that would be a better spot for them.
Yeah, I think it'd be if it was 1, yeah.
Oh,
2.
they're recessed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
love
like full. Yeah, they're like a full size like Gibson switch, but it's literally a hole in the pick guard, and they're mounted below.
Question: what was your favorite thing to do at recess?
Foursquare.
Oh, that was a good one. Did you guys have the giant like balloon thing? Like the giant like parachute that you?
No, I went to a rinky dink.
That was more of a gym class thing.
Oh yeah, I guess. I don't know. Foursquare was the bomb. Or butts up.
You mean?
Did you ever play that?
Heads up, 7-up?
No, butts up. So that's where you took. Usually you'd use a racquetball, and like the blue, bouncy ones.
Okay.
And you would throw it up against the side of the wall. So the thing is you have to like. I forgot how the rules worked. Pretty much, you ended up getting to throw the ball at people. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, we did that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was just we had rules. You couldn't just like run around throwing the ball at people.
But that's half the fun.
We just played soccer.
It's something like you had to. Like,
that's usually what we did at my school.
I forgot. Okay, anywho. So if you know the rules to butts up, get on there. Get on the group and tell us. All right, so then there's the Senor, which is a pretty much like gold top Les Paul with 1 weird pickup and 1 knob and 1 switch. I'm totally digging this thing.
So it goes from single coil humbucker and an in-between mode with the 3-way.
Yeah, this is actually really freaking cool.
But do you want to take a guess on the price of this?
2,600.
2,800. So you're.
Oh gosh, dang! Price is Right rules, Bubby. I won. Yes.
I also just like that they came up with their own junior bridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
it's all Duesemburg hardware,
which makes me wonder: will they sell it on its own? Because if that's a fully adjustable wraparound single bridge, that might be a desirable mod for a lot of people.
I'd buy that.
For juniors.
All right, and then so next we've got the Fairy Tale Split King Edition. So it's a lap steel with G bender and B bender on it. So that's.
Did you keep scrolling, Diaz? Do you see the Alliance Jeff DeRosa?
Yeah, so pretty much the same thing except for different colors. The gold top.
I think it looks better than the gold top.
I don't know. I like the gold top a lot better.
See, if there's a solid green, I would.
Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on. The I want the gold top, but I want the that's a banjo arm bridge.
Yeah, they got a little metal armrest there.
Yes. Ooh, I really like this.
And the inlays I like a lot on this series.
Well, you're talking about the Jeff DeRosa, right?
Yeah, I like the inlays on that.
Did you go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay, so they got the Alliance series Tom Bukovac, I'm guessing.
Sure.
But yeah, so
This is this is the guy who worked with like Stevie Nicks, Vince Gill, Keith Urban. He's known as the Session Man. But yeah, this is beautiful. I like this a lot too.
It's got a piezo in it too.
Great job, Duesemburg. Fantastic guitars they put out. A lot of them are very like classic looking, but you can tell it's a Duesemburg. You know what I mean? Good job. Proud of you. You're doing great things.
Yeah, all around. I mean, good lineup here.
Yeah. Good. Golf clap. All right, so Fender's Parallel Universe. So we're going to talk about stuff we don't like. Fender's Parallel Universe series takes on the Firebird with the Spark-O-Matic Jazzmaster.
I would have figured you'd like this.
I was about to say I don't hate it. I don't. I
mean, it's.
I don't like the color so much, but in all fairness, it makes me actually kind of want an offset.
Have you ever had one?
Not a traditional offset. I mean, I've had guitars that are technical offsets, but never.
Oh, yeah, because you had a Firebird.
I had a Firebird, which is technically an offset, but it's not really falls under the offset category of like the Jaguar Mustang, all that stuff.
I mean,
I like it. I wonder how much it is.
Oh, it's gonna be like $2,500.
Oh yeah, I don't like it that much. Not with that color.
Yeah, I mean the color just the absence of a pick guard on the offset makes it look a little weird to me.
I don't. You know what it is? It's just the fact of it. It doesn't get bright enough. It's not enough of a burst that I would like it.
Oh, I mean, it's a normal sunburst. It's just you're so used to having that white center of the pick guard.
Yeah, I don't like it. Honestly, weird thing. If the headstock was a little bit lighter, possibly it would look. I don't know.
It's a darkened headstock, isn't it?
It is a very dark headstock. I think the headstock's too dark for the body. Like I think honestly that's the biggest contrast that I don't like.
I can live with that.
I mean, all right. Well, speaking of things that we can live with Fender doing. Didn't we already talk about this?
I didn't know if we did or not.
The Chrissie Hynde signature Telecaster
from the Pretenders. I think it was in a big list, and now it's going to get featured on its own.
Yeah,
it's a Telecaster.
It was. Yeah, it's a distressed Telecaster.
$1,400.
Not bad. It's Mexican.
That's Mexican. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, still not horrible. I like it. I like the color. I'll
Locking
stand
tuners.
by you. I'll stand by you. Sorry. What if I just started singing that and started like crying on air? Would you leave it in?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anytime we make you cry, I leave it in.
Actually, we put it at the top and bottom of the episode as well as a highlight reel. You'd know if you listen to the episodes. All right, so that's really cool. This next thing. All right, so D'Addario announces new telescopic pedalboard system, the Expand XPND. They just can't expand on the vowels.
Those cost extra.
Yeah, no, guys, it's like a hit. It's like an app. It can't have any vowels in it.
Okay. Well, I was gonna make an app for like scary ghosts. It was called Boo, but I wasn't gonna put any vowels, so now it's just Buh. All right. Anywho, that was a horrible joke. I'm disappointed. I heard it. I heard the sigh. We're gonna move forward. Okay. Keep going. All right. So anywho, I want to hear what Scott has to say about this.
Why do you think I have thoughts on this?
Because it's different enough and you're opinionated.
Because it expands.
I will start by saying, enjoy your lawsuit, D'Addario from Pedal Train.
Oh no, that ran out.
Is that officially done now?
It's officially done. Like, okay. It's been enough time.
All right, because this fell into the people get sued.
The slotted. Like that was the big thing. Was the slotted.
Yeah, slotted and supported by metal.
Oh no! This one, the frame does not. Oh wait, isn't that the thing? John had to do it where the frame supported itself.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, this does not do that.
or like the middle, like that was his way out, because their thing was that it was all one piece or something. Yeah. I don't know.
All right. So
what if they're serious... like, what if they just like change the size really quick and they're like, haha, fuck you.
Oh.
Does that work?
So I wonder, is this the pedal train sizes? Because there's just like, there's natural synergy with some products on the market if it does have like pedal train sizes for like getting like power supplies and stuff in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It looks like they have some type of a locking mechanism in there, so it's not this. I saw comments from people being like, "It's just going to flop around on you," and I'm like, "No, it locks in place."
Hey, listen. After a while, you get used to it. Okay. What? I'm talking about the pedal board.
And the prices aren't bad either for the market.
Scott's still in disappointed mode.
Yeah, apparently.
I never got out
really
of it. Yeah, actually, the price point. The price
I mean,
point
$170 for the big one. That's freaking amazing.
I mean, it's on par probably with what the pedal train stuff is. I wonder what the bag situation is like with these, because that's part of the joy of like pedal boards aren't that great unless you can put them in a bag to haul them around.
Yeah.
Right. And there'll be some dude who writes in, be like, I don't need one, I just carry it loose. And I'm like, great for you. But yeah, I like it. I wonder, the other fun part is it comes pre-applied with their Velcro, which looks like the crappy kind, just from this picture. So that will kind of suck. And it's also, I don't know if you can do as many mods and stuff like this to it the same way you can with like pedal train stuff. Like the accessories market is what makes pedal train awesome now. It's not actually the pedal boards. Yeah. Like it's just been the standard for so long that people start adding like back when I used my pedal train board, I had like those BTPA side brackets and all that kind of stuff, which was just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Whew. All right. Is that all of our news?
Short week. We're finally done with all this NAM surging.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to move on to our topic. I like this topic.
You're not tired of talking about this? Because it's been on every single group for the last 3 days.
I haven't been on Facebook that much lately.
Good for you.
Well, yeah. So, I've seen people talking about it, and I have opinions on it.
All right, so this is referring back to Phoebe Bridger was on Saturday Night Live last Saturday.
Yep.
In one of her songs, she took her guitar and smashed it on the monitor. And
which was, I'm sorry, I don't care who you are, if you have a brain about anything electronic, could clearly be seen was staged because of the sparks flying from the monitor.
Oh, it was definitely, that was a firecracker.
That was pyrotechnics. That was not the way that, if you smash a monitor, even if it's a powered monitor, and it dies, it'll most likely just shut off. Like, it would take a craziness to happen to get sparks to fly out of it like that.
You're running a decent amount of amps into one of those things when they're full blast. But I'm saying, but to short it, it's not a situation like where I would see a big spark like that happening is if it was a powered monitor, but that would be those would be the big power caps on the inside. You wouldn't see it outside the casing,
right?
So they were two staged pyrotechnics for both those sparks that came off of it. Yeah, and then the other fun part was the guitar didn't break.
No.
Yeah.
Because it was a Dan Electro. So why are people so mad about that?
Because they have to be mad about something?
Because he should have donated it to a kid. Or she should have donated it to a kid.
She should have hit a kid with it.
That's one way to donate it, I guess.
It's pretty much where we're at. Should have hit a kid. You would have been better off. It just... I don't. Who cares if you smash a guitar? It's not my fucking money, and it's a freaking. It was Dan Electro, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which she probably didn't even pay for. It was probably, and honestly, if she was like, "Hey, Dan Electro, I want to destroy this guitar," they'll send her a B guitar or something. You know what I mean?
She actually did reach out to the Dan Electro and said, "I'm going to do it," and they were like, "Go for it."
Right. And like 9 times out of 10 though, like I would, if I was a company, I'd be like, yeah, we'll send you a B guitar to smash or something like. But even if they didn't, who cares? It's not, I'm so tired. The problem is you got all these people who are like white knighting, like going crazy, like should have given it to a kid. It doesn't matter. I mean, imagine if Pete Townsend smashed that guitar or smashed a guitar and everyone's like, hey, you could have given that to a little kid, mate. Like,
I mean,
who cares?
Back then, it was this massive sign of rebellion when those things happened. I kind of wonder, are we past smashing guitars now? Like, it's kind of like this trite thing. It's been done so much that it's not shocking anymore. It's just kind of part of the gig.
Who cares? Who cares if it's shocking? If you want to smash a guitar, smash a damn guitar. The whole thing is this is my thing. One thing about guitar for me it's always been, and 9 times out of 10, I would say almost 10 times out of 10 when it comes to guitar players got into guitar because they wanted to idolize people. They are because they idolize people who play guitar, or they wanted to feel that, they wanted to be a part of that, they wanted to do the reason I picked up guitar. I always attribute it to one DVD, and that's AC/DC Live at Donington. I wanted, when Angus Young walks in and they're playing Thunderstruck, it's the first song, and the crowd goes nuts. Even on the CD, you can just hear when Angus gets on stage, because the electricity of the audience just skyrockets. That's what I always wanted. I wanted something so cool like that. And there's so many people that see Jimi Hendrix lighting a guitar on fire, Kurt Cobain smashing a guitar, like Brad Wilkes throwing his drum sets. You've got all this crazy cool stuff and this destruction, and like it's like Fight Club. Sometimes you would just want to destroy something beautiful, like I don't care if the artist, if she wanted to do that and this was like her big, I'm not saying this was her big coming out like as an artist, but for a lot of these artists that should go up on Saturday Night Live, it's one of their first exposures to the entire world. And she did something that she wanted to do. She made a statement, and it fucking worked because we're talking about it. I've never heard of her before this happened. Anyone
she was in the news the week before.
For what?
Outing Marilyn Manson as a total creep.
Okay. Well, or she joined on the Evan Rachel Wood.
Yeah, so like Evan Rachel Wood naming Marilyn Manson as her abuser was the big deal, but then like Phoebe Bridger chipped in on it.
Can I say something about that really quick?
Marilyn Manson. Yep.
Yeah, no fucking shit. Sorry. Like whenever that news came out, that was my exact response. Like they're like, Marilyn Manson's a creepy dude. Like fucking yeah. Like
no way. The 35-year-old guy dating an 18-year-old was emotionally abusive? No.
I mean, I'm 32. If I started dating like a 16-year-old or something, or 17-year-old, yeah, there's probably something fucking wrong going on there. Whatever. All right. Did you guys talk about that last week? I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. No, we didn't. Do we skip the topic last week? Oh no, we talked about shipping woes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Chris and I were both dealing with some.
Can y'all pray to the shipping gods for me this week?
Well, we told you to tithe to the shipping god, right?
Yeah, I gave Reverb a bunch of money to protect my ass.
Yep. Just make sure you tithe.
All right.
So yeah, so there's all these other fun discussions that come into this. So there's the fun gender disparity thing of like, can men smash guitars but women can't? And that, like, is that socially acceptable?
That's like saying, can men wipe their ass but women can't? Yeah, who fucking cares? Yeah. Of course.
And I think in that topic, we were talking about that in our Patreon group, which if you join our Patreon, you can join that group.
Patreon.com/theeffectsloop.
Yeah, good plug. I mentioned like when I saw Joy Formidable, their lead singer, I forget what her name is, but first off, she's a firecracker on stage. So like she knocked over her amp stacks multiple times. And like, I remember watching her tech just try to keep her stuff alive. But like she full out just took her Strat and hucked it across stage into the drum set. Like that was just part of their act because it was punk.
Yeah.
Like I guess part of it is the uncomfortable. I kind of wonder, is this because of what Phoebe Bridger does, where her songs kind of just build into this kind of manic madness from this kind of soft sweet spot.
But I love it's a journey. Like
it's a journey into this, like, and especially with the song that was played on, it's kind of this whole like I'm unraveling kind of a thing. And so at the end, just turning into this massive like fit, you know, that leads to Smashing Guitar. I thought it kind of fit the vibe. It was just kind of one of those like, wow, I didn't expect to wind up here when this song started, because it was, you know, that was the first time I was hearing that song. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, my only comment is just simply Phoebe's not a very large woman, and so her swinging that guitar clearly took a lot of energy, and like she just struggled with it. So she just wasn't able to put a ton of force into it. Yeah. I think, was it Ben made the comment, he's like, oh, you can tell she's never swung an axe. I mean, there's those kind of things of like, if you really wanted to destroy that guitar, you need to change your form. But yeah, and then the fact that the guitar didn't break kind of makes it kind of fun. It makes you wonder, was she like kind of like half throwing it, and was this all like you had the pyrotechnics in, and like you kind of come into this like, was this kind of fake, you know?
Yeah,
but I don't know. I thought it fit. It was a better musical act than Machine Gun Kelly playing his emo boy impression the week before.
Yeah.
Am I the only one in this group that actually watches Saturday Night Live?
Yep.
Okay. Currently.
You know, all the clips are on YouTube the next day, so you don't actually have to watch it. Just throwing it out there. So there's that. I guess the other fun part to talk about is, have we just had so much like sanitized pop acts and rap acts now that actions like that, just society kind of forgot that that was a part of rock music?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mate, yeah, I would almost say so.
I mean, like if Foo Fighters smashed a guitar, would it be that crazy?
Foo Fighters!
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, like that's, yeah.
I mean, other than all of us just cringing at like a Dave Grohl model being destroyed, and we all feel bad about it. We'd hope it's one of the fake ones from like DH.
I would cry if I saw that. I'd be, please don't. Please don't.
But if Dave came out with like an Epiphone Les Paul and then smashed it, would we be cringing and being all mad about it?
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd be a little mad. Just because I want to be mad.
So, I don't know.
Do you not know?
I don't know. I mean, was that as weird as Katy Perry's last SNL appearance with like the referee outfit and like her attempt at a diss track at like Taylor Swift?
I don't know.
That was awkward. I was more in pain watching that than Phoebe Bridger.
Yeah, there's a lot of awkward stuff. So, all right, are we gonna talk about this next thing?
No,
it got deleted.
Oh, it's magic.
I've made my decisions.
Oh, all right. Well, it's fun being back. Oh, I took a week off. It's always weird. I don't know.
Yeah, it was fun having you back, Diaz.
All right, well, I'll see you guys in a month. I'm like, well, Pawtucket Pete. If I see my shadow, I'm going back to bed. So,
oh yeah, we just had Groundhog Day. What was the result of that?
Winter, 6 more weeks.
Sounds about right. I live in Chicago. It's usually winter until
snowing up in Boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. You can join our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/theeffectsloop. You also follow us on Instagram at The Effects Loop. You can find our YouTube, which now has 69 subscribers. So don't subscribe. Leave it alone.
Nice.
All right. Email us at theeffectsloop@gmail.com if you want to give us topic suggestions or just want to, talk about your feelings. That's cool. If you really want to talk about your feelings in real time, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/theeffectsloop. You can join on there. You can get in the level that gets you in the chat room, and you get to hang out with a bunch of cool people. Speaking of cool people, thank you, Stringjoy, for sponsoring this episode. Go check out stringjoy.com. Sound better, play butter. For the Effects Loop, I'm Diaz.
I'm Chris.
I'm Scott.
and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Impression so much.
Get to the chopper. Get to the end of the episode.
It's not even Christopher Walken anymore. It never was even close to it. You're just leaving the I have a prescription and the only cure is more cowbell on the table. You're not even playing that card.
I have a prescription and the only...
Oh, God, oh, wait. It's so terrible. It's so terrible.
So bad. It's so bad. Just let's go home, guys. Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Just keep pushing along. We are one. So let's come together, show some love. This song is not about race or politics, but the hate that resides in the hearts of
recording.
Oh, okay, huh? Oh, hi, Monster.
Special shout out to Mark Schwartz.
Special shout out.
You're not special, Mark.
Yeah, not.
You're not special, Mark. Oh, I mean, Christopher Walken.
We didn't. You did. That was just you.
Well.